Good morning, my dear students. Now in today's class I am going to discuss the new lesson. This is working with layers. This is lesson number 5, and in this layer we will discuss that how we can add layers in Animate CC software. In the last lesson I have discussed thoroughly that how we can create animations, and I have discussed that all the things with a single layer. So in the last topic also it was given, but in this lesson how we can add layers, this is more theoretically and more practically it is given. So we will work with the separate layers. First we should know that what is a layer. Layer is the transparent sheet that will hold the object. Means layers are like the transparent sheet that can hold the object and are stacked on the top of each other. Layers are useful while developing a big animation movie. Means in big animation movies everything is moving here and there. So you are not supposed to give motion to all the items on a single layer. You have to use the different layers to give the different motions. That will be very easy, because on different layers when you will add different items, you will not disturb the other items. The bird, if you want to move, only bird will have the movement. If you want to move the tree, that only tree will have the movement. So all these things you can include with the separate layers if your item is on separate layers. If you want to delete any item, you are not supposed to delete everything. If you are deleting one layer, then only one item will be deleted. So this is the very useful thing for us, that if we want to delete a single bird, then delete one layer, only single bird will be deleted. So this is the very important thing in this. Now although you can activate one layer at a time, but you can work with more than one layer also. So this is up to you, but everybody, most of us are working with single layer at a time only. So that will be more convenient, and that will be more easy also. Now selecting a layer, I have shown you the timeline. Left hand side in the timeline, layer sections are there. If you will right click with your mouse, and if you are adding the layer, then that layer will come in your timeline. So this is the very simple way by which we can include the layer. Now renaming a layer, simply click on that layer name. By default it will be layer 1 and layer 2. So click on it, then your cursor will be blinking. Write the name whatever you want. So this is the simple way. The second method is to rename is go to modify, then go to timeline, and then go to layer properties. So this is the second method. Go to modify, then go to timeline, and then go to layer property. By this also you can rename the layer. Now for adding more than one layers, so how many number of layers you can add? Very easy it is. You can add number of layers, that much number of layers you want. This is of no limit, unless and until your computer is having the hard disk, your memory is there, you can add the layers. This is very simple process. Now in this case, how will you color it, and how will you move the items here and there? Simply, if you have drawn any tree and a bird or any house, then simply take your mouse and drag your mouse, then that item will be moved from one place to another. This is a very simple thing. How will you change the order of layer? Simply click on the layer name on the timeline and drag your mouse up and down, then your uh, order of the timeline will be changed. This is very simple. You can hide or show the layer. Simply you have to right click on it, and you have to hide or you have to show the layer. What is the meaning of hide and show the layers? If you will hide the layer, then that particular object will not be shown in that movie. If you will show, by default it is shown. If you will show, then that particular object will be shown to you in that movie. Now students, the things which we have discussed theoretically, I am showing you everything practically. You have to follow the software tools that I am going to show you, and in your computer you can work. Go through this video. Now my dear students, how will you rename a layer? Now I have discussed with you, click the layer which you want to rename or double click on it, or right click a layer, then modify, then timeline, and then layer property. Like this also you can rename the layer, timeline, and then layer property. Very easy it is. Now whatever the layer you have, you can simply click on it, and you can see here just I have erased the name and I have written the name. So any design, anything you have on the different layers, this is up to you. And very with simple click on this place and where layers are there, you can rename the layer. You can go to properties also, and then you can rename the layers. This is the second method which I have discussed with you. Like the next, then modify, then timeline, and then layer properties. So this also I have discussed with you now. This is the second method to rename a layer. You can go to modify, then timeline, then layers properties. In this you will get this dialog box. In this also you have to repeat the same process to rename the layer. Now how will you add a layer? This also we have discussed today. Click on the new layer button at the bottom of the timeline, or select insert timeline layer. A new layer will appear at the selected layer, and the new layer becomes the active layer. So this is very easy thing. This is the new layer button. At this place also you can click, and you can go to insert and timeline, then layer. These two methods are there. You can directly click on the button which is given, or you can go to the insert menu where you will get the timeline and the insert layer option. Now changing the order of layer which we have discussed. Now the order of the layer on the timeline determines the order of different objects that appear on the stage. When images are present on that, then you can simply drag your mouse up and down. You can see I have selected one and I have just make it downside. Now you can see it is coming downside. So likewise the same, you can click on any layer and you can drag it up and down so that it can go up and down. So by this method you can drag your layers up and down, and you can rename the positions, and you can reposition them also. Now hide and show a layer. You can hide means it will not be shown in the movie, or you can show to show it on the movie. So this is up to you. If it is hidden, then it will be it will not be shown. If it is shown, then it will be available for everybody. This is only hide and show. Now click the eye icon above the layer. A white cross symbol will appear. Means eye icon is present. You have to click on that. Then simply you can hide and show the layer. So you can see that when I have taken the mouse, eye icon is appearing. That click on it. So my object is hidden. Now again the eye icon is appearing. Click on it. My object is hidden. Now you can see two objects I have hidden. Now again re-click it to get it back. So like this you can easily rename or easily drag up and down, or you can easily hide and show the layers. I hope it is clear to you. Now lock a layer. You can lock the layer to avoid any further changes in the content. Means if you don't want any change in the layer, then you can lock the layer. Now how we will do this? Click on the layer to make it active. In the timeline, click on the white dot under the lock column. A pad will appear, a lock pad will appear. Click on it, then it will be locked. Simply you can reposition the objects by simply dragging the mouse, or if you want to lock this layer, then you have to go to that specific layer and you have to click on the padlock symbol, so that item will be locked. This is very easy thing, that click on this layer and then you will get this lock pad icon. Click on it, then it will be locked. And you can see that this man I have logged and I can't do anything with this man. Other I can move here and there, but this I can't do anything. So creating animation with multiple layers, drawing a building. So first you have to draw the building, then after something other things you can draw. So multiple layers if you are using that, already I have discussed. If you want to delete any one item, then it will be convenient to delete. Otherwise more changes you have to do. That click a new file, click the new file again, then grid is what? Grid will be helpful to draw the building, because you will not having the proper mouse movement, so that grid will be helpful to draw anything equally. So this is a very important thing. Now I am going to select this, create. Now you can see my stage is this, and I am going to show you the building as it is given. So all the tools I have already discussed with you, so in this class I am not going to discuss the tools. I am simply showing you that how will you draw this. So first include the grid. This will be helpful while importing or while doing any other thing. Now with the help of circles, with the help of other options, we can draw the buildings, and in that buildings mostly squares are used. So first we have to draw the base, and then after we will draw the buildings top. Now here it is, slightly I have increased the frame rate to simply show you, otherwise it will take more time. Now draw this, simply lines I am using. Now according to need we can add colors in this. Slightly light shade I will apply here, so it is like this. Like this you have to paint the building. Select the color from color swatch and just simply use paint bucket tool to color the building. Very simple it is, as you are doing in paint. Now color the building. Simply what I am doing, I have simply drawn this building and I have colored this building. So I'm not doing any extraordinary thing in this. That's why nothing to explain more here. Simply select the color, and with the help of paint bucket tool you have to color it downside also. Now you can see this building. I have almost done this building. Simply rename the layer building. What I have done, simply click on that layer name, layer 1, and then rename the layer. So creating animation with multiple layers. Now the sky will be on the separate layer because we have to apply the gradient. This is the most important thing. So we have to insert a new layer, and with the help of new layer we will apply the gradient. So I have just clicked on this new layer button. You can see new layer is there. So rename it sky. Now sky is the name of this new layer. As you will click on the sky layer, it will be selected, and you can draw whatever you want, so it will not disturb the building. It will be on the separate page, separate sheet. Don't think that our building is erased because it is on separate sheet. So this is the simple method. Now color I have selected. In this color I am selecting the linear gradient, and you know this linear gradient, from one side to another side it will go. So linear gradient you have to select. And then the color for downside, because upside it will be blue and downside it will be slightly changing, so that we have to apply. Then use the paint bucket tool and click on it. Then we have to rotate it because light shade must be downside and the dark shade must be upside. This we have to take care. We can make it small, we can make it large. Already we have discussed this. So we can rotate it. Now click on the rotating handle and rotate it. So you can see dark color is upside, light color is downside, and as we will move this center dot, our gradient will also move up and down. So what next we have to do? We have to send this sheet backside of the building. This is the most important part. So just reposition the layer as we have discussed. Click on the layer and make it down. Now you can see this building is upside, it is coming, and the sky is backside. Now thank you for this drawing. How will you add grass and road? That will be on separate layer. Now add one more layer. Now new layer is on the top because it is selected. So grass and road will be downside. This is the road. And this is the road. Now thank you students.